Your 20s are the most critical years of your life. They're the years that will either make you or break you. You see, a lot of people tend to use these years in the wrong way, and they reach their 30s full of regret, wondering where they went wrong. So in this video, I'm going to explain to you exactly what you can do to ensure you don't waste the best years of your life. The years that will either build your future or destroy it. As someone who wasted their teenage years chasing acceptance, chasing short-term highs and fake happiness, just overall chasing the wrong shit and wasting many years of my life, I've put together this blueprint to ensure that I will not waste my 20s and I will set myself up for my 30s and onwards to be a successful man and create a life worth living. So everybody has two options, how they choose to live their 20s. The first option is what the majority of people tend to choose because they don't understand how detrimental it is. Alright, so option one would be to live it up. Alright, everyone says that your 20s is the years you're supposed to make memories and you're supposed to live it up and have fun, enjoy it while you're young, okay? You party every weekend, you escape your reality, you work a job that you hate, alright? Think about how many people complain about their 9-to-5 job and it gets to the weekend and they use vices like drinking and alcohol and partying to escape the fact that they aren't truly happy with their life, okay? They work a job they hate, they escape their reality, and they continue to do that throughout their 20s because they've got it all mixed up. Men chase women, okay? They chase acceptance from other people because they don't have the self-respect within themselves to not need to be validated by external sources. And what a lot of people tend to do is they sacrifice their future for momentary fun, right? A lot of people don't think about their future, okay? You have to act in alignment with the man that you want to become and the life that you want to live, because if you're continuously just living in the present and taking day by day, then you're just leaving your fate up to circumstance and you have no control over how your life will turn out. So option one, even though it is seen as fun right now and it's hard to escape and it's hard to separate yourself from the crowd because this is what a lot of people tend to do, you have to understand that you're either sacrificing your future for momentary fun or you're sacrificing momentary fun to build a life worth living, all right? Your 20s are the years you should be building. You should be building yourself as a person. Become your most elite version. You should be using your 20s to build your skills, build your physique, build your mindset, just overall build yourself into the best possible man that you can become. You should be building your skill set. You have to become high value, all right? If you're going through your 20s and not learning along the way, then you're going to get to your 30s and be someone that is of no value at all. You're just going to be another sheep in the crowd, all right? To separate yourself and to actually become successful and build yourself into a high value man, you must have a high value skill set, all right? You must have a skill set and you must have wisdom and knowledge accumulated over the course of your 20s, all right? A lot of people, they just work their job. They don't think about educating themselves beyond what they've been taught at school, which is a lot of rubbish. And a lot of men don't have the ability to think for themselves and create for themselves. They just go of what they've been taught and the average life, and that leads them into a hole of depression, feeling lost and empty, wondering where they went wrong and wondering why they aren't the man they know they could have been and why they overall aren't living the quality of life that they want to live. Build your reality. Don't escape it, okay? So many people, like I mentioned before, they are so unhappy with their current reality, they feel the need to escape it, all right? They're having a shit week at work. They hate it. They hate how much they get paid. They hate how unfulfilling it is. They're not making an impact. They're just going through the motions, all right? They get to the end of the week, and as soon as they have a sip of alcohol, as soon as they smoke that blunt, it makes it seem like everything is okay. As soon as they get home from work and they turn their Xbox on, the dopamine floods into their brain, and it makes it seem like life isn't that bad. That cycle will destroy you, all right? That cycle is fake. It is fake. It's trying to program yourself to believe that you're happy when you're not. You're not going to find true happiness by fucking numbing yourself, right? You find true happiness by creating a life that is worth living and creating an actual purpose that is worth chasing. Enjoy your work, all right? Make an impact. If you do all of this, you build yourself into your most elite version, you build your skill set so you become high value, you will be able to enter a field that you're passionate about, that you can actually use to make an impact, all right? I became a coach because I was passionate about fitness, right? I became a coach because I was passionate about telling my story and showing men how they can overcome the struggles that I went through and how they can build themselves into a stronger, more capable version of themselves and overall improve the quality of their life through fitness, through mindset, and through habitual changes, okay? And I am fulfilled with my field of work, all right? I am making an impact every day. I'm changing the lives of young men every single day, and I fucking love it, okay? I only had this opportunity because I built my skill set. I did the personal trainer courses. I did the nutrition courses. I put the work in the gym. I learned. I put it into action, and I took what I've learned from my struggles. I've reflected. I've done hours of self-reflection, and I've built a blueprint of how to overcome struggles through self-development. And now I teach that to other men, all right? And my field of work is fulfilling, and I genuinely enjoy it, and I'm genuinely happy because it's my purpose to help other men become the best version of themselves. And that came from the work that I chose to do because I separated myself from the average person into what the elite people do, all right? They use their 20s to build themselves, to build their future, to build their mindset, to build their value, to build themselves as a man, as opposed to going through the motions, enjoying your 20s, having fun, when your 20s should be used building. I'm not saying you have to go ghost and become a fucking monk. I'm saying that you have to be very strategic with how you use your 20s, with how you use your time, and understand that if what you're doing doesn't align with your goals or get you closer to the man you want to be, then you shouldn't be doing it. The most important thing to understand is option A and option B both inevitably lead to option C, all right? Option C is your 30s, all right? Obviously, everyone is going to reach their 30s, all right? But you either reach your 30s with regret or pride, all right? You either reach your 30s, you're either underlived or underskilled, okay? If you've lived it up in your 30s, you haven't gained any skills, you're not of value at all, you're a low value man with a small skill set that can provide no value, so all you have left to do is continuously work a 9 to 5 and continue working for someone else and building someone else's fucking business, all right? Living life on someone else's terms. Someone gets to tell you when to eat. Someone gets to tell you what time you have to get up. Someone gets to tell you when you can go home and see your family, all right? You don't want that. You want to become the version of you that is of value, that can create a life for himself and his family, okay? Think about how many people lived it up in their 20s and now they're in their 30s and they struggle financially. They struggle financially. They have to work 24/7 so they barely get to spend time with their kids. And it's all a result of the choices they made in their 20s. You have to be very fucking cautious of that, all right? If you want a successful future, if you want to build a life that is worth living so you and your family can be happy and content and looked after, it is up to you as the man to put the work in your 20s, all right? It's not going to come easy, but you have to work for it. Instead of chasing women, all right, like option A would be to chase women, you must attract, okay? Instead of wasting your time chasing women that aren't interested in you, you have to become the version of yourself that will attract the women into your life. It's important not to waste time chasing, but use your time building yourself into a man that attracts, all right? Because if you put the work in to become the best version of yourself, to get into shape, to build your mindset, to build your value and your standard as a man, you will become attractive and people will feel that through your presence, all right? You won't need to chase women because they will come to you. You won't need to chase opportunities because opportunities will come, all right? People will see your value as a man and they will want you. Don't chase acceptance, all right? I spent the majority of my teenage years needing to be accepted, doing anything it took to fit in with the crowd, but you don't need that. You have to build the self-worth, the self-belief within, so you don't need that from external sources, all right? You believe in yourself and you hold yourself to a higher standard. You know that you're the man that you say you are, and you know your worth and your value. You don't need acceptance from outside sources. It doesn't matter if people don't like you because you know you love yourself, right? You've done the work and you don't need them in your life. You don't need to be accepted or liked by other people because you've done the work behind closed doors and you know who you are as a man. If you implement this into your life, you won't be that person, all right? You will get to your 30s and you will be proud of the life that you've built and the man that you've become.